My name is Ashley Patton, and the Judd Fellowship allowed me to work in Rome this last summer for 3 weeks. I spent my time working, conducting research in the Church of Sant'Agnese in Agone, which is this really beautiful, lovely jewel box sort of church in the center of the city in Piazza Navona. And it also allowed me to do some research in the archives of the Doria Pamphili family, the Pamphili who commissioned the church back in the 17th century. So it was really valuable for my research project, but also in developing my research skills and my professional skills in doing the type of work that I do as an art historian in the early modern period. I focus on ecclesiastical sculptures, and back in the 17th century, as today, it's very important to interact with those works of art in person, and it's difficult for me to do my research when I can't see the works I'm writing about myself and experience how they exist in a space and interact with the viewer. To be able to go and sit in a church, as simple as that sounds, for hours at a time and take notes and sketches and see how other people are interacting with these artworks, 400 years after they were created, is really invaluable to the work that I'm trying to do. And it was also really great to do the research in the archives, if a bit challenging. I was going through 17th century ledgers and receipts and bills, all handwritten, so very difficult to read, and the archivists don't speak any English, so I got to practice my Italian skills, which was great and a little intimidating, but ultimately really helpful. One of my favorite things about the city of Rome is its unpredictability, which can sometimes be challenging when you're trying to get a research project done, but sometimes it's a gift. And one of the coolest things I got to experience while I was on my Judd Fellowship was sort of by happenstance attending a choral concert in the Church of Sant'Agnese in Agone, which was great because one of my topics of interest and research is studying how that church may or may not used in the 17th century as a stage for theater. According to some sources, it was used as an ecclesiastical stage for religious plays. And so I was interested in how not only the aesthetics of the space sort of enforce these themes of theatricality, but also the practical nature of it. How does sound move throughout that space? Is it easy to hear a single voice or a multitude of voices from different points in the church? And so being able to attend this choral concert, which randomly and funnily enough was a high school choir from California, and I'm also from California, so it was this very strange sort of small world circumstance that entirely worked out in my favor. It was such a unique and exciting experience to sit in the church and to listen to a concert, to listen to this sort of religious program being presented to the general Roman public, and to hear how those sounds interacted in that space, how the lights interacted. They dimmed all the electrical lights, and so it was a much more authentic feel in terms of how it would have been experienced in the 17th century. So I think that experiential space was really invaluable and not something I could have included in my research had I not been in Rome at that time, had I not had the opportunity to go. So I think in total, this Judd Fellowship really allowed me to not only dive deeper into the research that I'm doing academically, but it also enriched my cultural experience of the city. I've been to Rome many times now, and this was by far one of the most enriching experiences I've had. And it also developed my tools as a researcher, as an academic, to move forward in my studies and to produce better work, to produce better researched work that's more carefully thought through than it could have been if I was working simply through primary or secondary sources at my desk here in Minnesota. So thank you to the Judd Fellowship. I'm sincerely appreciative of the opportunity that you provided for me to go to my favorite place to do my favorite thing. So thank you so much.